All right, Coach Dave here with you, and we are pumped because you made it to the 30-day challenge. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
All right, so we're very excited that you're here for the 30 Days of Courage challenge here at Coachville. So we just want to welcome you. We're thrilled to have you here, and we want to share with you a couple ideas you can use to get started right away on your challenge. So the first thing is you need to get onto your game card. To do that, there's a blue menu bar at the top of the page, and you click on My Game, and then on the left hand side you'll see a link called the 30 Days. Very nice, Deanna. You'll see the 30 Days of Courage Challenge. You click on that link, and then you'll be on the game card, and you'll see an item right on the game card that says Start Here, and you just click on that. There's a play sheet, and it'll give you all the instructions you need to get started. Now, on that play sheet, Coach Deanna is going to share with you some ways you can get started with everyday acts of courage. So, Deanna, maybe you can just share with everyone a few ideas they're going to find on that play sheet.
So I had a lot of fun coming up with everyday acts of courage. And well, one of them is, I think, something that we don't do very often, which is to tell someone that means a lot to you that they actually do. So that is one of the things that I'm going to ask you to do, or to challenge you to do.
Yes.
Another
Yeah, let me ask you this. Why do you see that as courageous? I agree with you, but I'm curious why you think that's courageous.
I think it's vulnerable, and to be
Mhm.
vulnerable, you have to be courageous. I think that
Mhm.
when you're telling someone you mean a lot to me, there are a lot of things that can happen, and the lot
Yes.
of things that can happen make you scared enough to not do it.
Yes. And that takes courage. Awesome. I knew you'd have a good answer for that one. Just wanted to test you. All right. Give us another one or two.
See, this is the real test because I just wrote them, and now you're asking me to remember them. um,
Yeah.
I,
Quick
I
pop quiz. Always a courageous challenge.
I think that another one of the daily acts of courage was to do something kind for someone with no expectation of response or return.
Hmm.
Um, to do that kind thing and then step away.
Sometimes
Um,
it can feel kind of risky to help someone because we don't know if they really want our help or how they're going to respond. So, yeah, there's risk involved for sure.
and to do it just with no expectation of getting anything back. I think that's where the real risk is. You're doing it just for the sake of doing it. And I
Hmm.
think people have
Well
fallen,
said.
yeah, people have fallen out of that habit, and I'd like to reintroduce that back into the world. And then one other one is to tell three random people how awesome they are. Um,
Nice.
and that's it. No expectation of return there due. Just tell them. Like if you've had this really great waitress, write her an awesome note or tell her in person and then leave
Love
and
that.
let it go.
That's awesome. Well done. So there's all kinds of things like this, folks, on that play sheet. That's just a few of the ideas. There's a whole list of very fun, exciting, and really valuable everyday acts of courage. Now, the last thing we want to share with you about getting into the 30-day challenge is each of us is really going to take on something that is going to expand our capacities for courage. So, Megan, why don't you share first?
Well, thank you. It's interesting. It just, I love the idea of the everyday courage because that's like building up that muscle for our big lifts of these bigger courageous acts that we want to do. So for me, I was sharing from years ago, I have in my journal about the videos I'm going to make. I want to interview people. There are different videos I've played around with, and I've kept them all in the safety of my computer. But it's time to step out and share. So that is where and now I've said it in public. There you
There you
go.
go. So Megan is going to be participating fully in the Courageous Creativity um, challenge. So that is awesome. And I am also going to be participating in the Courageous Creativity challenge, also around making videos. We do these team videos and they're awesome, but I've always had this dream of doing sort of, man on the street videos, just randomly creating videos as I travel around New York City about inspiring ideas and thoughts. I've made several of them, but I never released them out into the wild. So a big part of the Courageous Creativity Challenge is actually sharing your art, not just making it, but sharing. That's the really courageous part for me. So, so I will be participating in the Courageous Creativity Challenge full on. Deanna, how about you? What are you going to do?
Well, since I'm hosting it, I'm feeling like I need to take a big step in. So I too am going to do some videos. That's something that I have avoided for a lifetime, and I think that comes from being a photographer in art school because it's always great to be behind the camera and not in front of it.
Yes.
But I'm actually going to do a lot. So because the courageous random acts of courage, really, and courageous challenge, 30 days of courageousness, it's hard. And I acknowledge that. And if I'm going to be the queen of courage, what I want to do is walk alongside you all. So I'm going to watch these game cards, and I'm going to take the leaps that you're taking. So when I see a big leap, I'm going to find in my life a leap that's equal to it. And I'm going to
Wow.
be right there with you. And I know there are a couple things that are coming up that I know I need to do. A month before Blake died, I had a book that a chapter in a book that came out that ended up being an Amazon bestseller, and I've never really talked about it. I've never done anything with it. I have 30 of them right down here next to my leg, and
Show us your book, Deanna.
okay.
You got 30 of them by your leg. Let's see it. There you go. Speaking your truth, which is part of this 30-day challenge, is the
Courageous
courageous
stories from
conversations.
inspiring women. Yeah.
Look at that.
So
So awesome.
and I have another one that's coming out soon. And so part of my 30 days of courageous challenge will be to actually own the books this time and do something, like get out in the world. So part of
That's
my
awesome.
30 days of courage is going to start connecting to do crazy things like book signings and speaking in front of people.
I love it.
So I'm going to be carrying my Brave Bot around, and I
Yes,
expect
I
by the
will
end of
too.
the 30 days, I'm going to rub him right off of this domino.
I love that. So Coach Deanna is going to do the Match That Act of Courage game for herself. So as you're going out there doing amazing, courageous things, just know that not only is it going to affect your life, but you're going to be impacting Deanna's life at the same time. So that's very cool. And I'm sure this is a really cool idea. If you want to go along with this idea as well, you can play the Match That Act of Courage challenge too if you're really brave. So that is very exciting. So that is awesome. We're thrilled that you're here. Very excited. Last thing we want to share with you is that it's very easy to invite your friends to come and play the game with us. So there's a PDF form right on this page that says invite your friends to join you in the 30 Days of Courage Challenge. Click on that, it'll give you all the instructions. And the really cool thing is that when you invite your friends and they join us at Coachville for the 30 Days of Courage Challenge, you get extra Coachville points. And points are good. So very excited to have you be with us for this challenge. We're also really excited to have you be members of Coachville. So as we said, just get onto your game card, get in the game, and we'll see you in the 30-day challenge.
Peace.